Hello and welcome. Let's have an important chat today, just you and me. We're going to talk about your health, specifically some of those quiet little signals your body might be sending you when your blood sugar is a bit too high. We're going to break down 7 key warning signs to look for, especially if you're over 60.
So let's dive right in. You know how we all have those days where we just feel off? Maybe you're feeling more tired than usual, or you just can't seem to drink enough water to feel hydrated. It is so easy to just brush that off and say, well, I'm just getting older. But what if it's actually more than that? What if it's your body trying to send you a very specific message about your health? And this is a bigger deal than you might think. Get this. According to the American Heart Association, almost 1 out of every 4 adults has high blood sugar and has absolutely no idea. Just let that sink in. Millions of us are walking around, going about our day, while our body is under this silent stress. And it becomes even more critical after 60 because our bodies naturally get a little less sensitive to insulin as we age.
But here's the good news. Our bodies do give us warnings. We just have to learn how to speak the language. So, right now, we're going to walk through 7 of these signals together. Think of it as learning to listen to what your body is really trying to tell you. Let's get started with the first one.
Do you ever find yourself drinking glass after glass of water and you still feel completely parched? Maybe you notice it, especially after a meal that's heavy in carbs, like a big plate of pasta or a sweet dessert. You drink, you feel better for a second, and then that deep thirst just comes right back. It's a really common experience, and there's a very specific reason for it.
Here's a great way to picture what's happening. Imagine you're trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in it. When your blood sugar is too high, your kidneys go into overdrive trying to flush all that extra sugar out through your urine. And to do that, they have to pull water from your body's tissues. So it really is like trying to fill that leaky bucket. No matter how much you pour in, you just can't seem to get full.
Okay, let's talk about something so many of us just accept as normal, waking up in the middle of the night. But how many times is it for you? Once? Twice? Maybe even more? If you are consistently getting up more than twice a night, every single night, that's not just getting older. It's one of the strongest signs that your blood sugar might be too high. And this kicks off a really nasty, vicious cycle. See, your kidneys, they're working overtime to flush out that sugar, and they don't stop when you go to bed. This, of course, ruins your sleep, and we know that poor sleep makes it even harder for your body to manage blood sugar the next day. It's this tough feedback loop that can just leave you feeling totally drained.
Have you ever noticed your vision getting a little blurry at certain times of the day? Maybe it happens right when you wake up, or maybe an hour after a big breakfast of toast and jam. Things just don't seem quite as sharp. Your first thought might be, oh, I probably need new glasses. But this kind of fluctuating blurriness is a classic sign of blood sugar issues.
So what's actually going on here? Well, high blood sugar literally pulls fluid into the lens of your eye, and this temporarily changes its shape. When the lens changes shape, of course, your focus changes right along with it. The great news is that if you catch this early, you can often prevent it from turning into a long-term problem.
Now let's talk about the one sign that surprises almost everybody. It's that deep, bone-weary exhaustion. Even after you think you've had a full 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you wake up feeling like you never even rested, and you just write it off as part of getting older. But it's not. There's a real biological reason you're feeling this tired.
I want you to let this sink in for a moment. Your blood is full of fuel. It's packed with glucose. But your cells can't actually use it. See, when your blood sugar is high, your cells can't properly absorb that glucose to use it for energy. So your muscles, your brain, your organs, they are all essentially running on empty. This is why you feel so incredibly, deeply tired.
Do you ever get that pins and needles feeling in your hands or your feet? Or maybe you notice that your toes feel kind of numb, especially at night when you're trying to get to sleep. That sensation is a sign of nerve damage called peripheral neuropathy, and it's something you really want to take seriously.
So here's what's happening. Chronically high blood sugar damages those tiny, delicate little blood vessels that supply your nerves with oxygen and nutrients. And without that healthy blood supply, the nerves start to die off, beginning with the ones that are farthest from your heart, which is why you feel it first in your hands and your feet.
I want you to think for a second. The last time you got a little cut or a bruise, maybe from gardening or you bumped into a table, how long did it take to go away? If you've noticed that these minor wounds are sticking around for weeks instead of just a few days, that is a major red flag your body is waving at you.
And the reason for this is that high blood sugar really impairs your circulation.
When your circulation is poor, your body can't effectively deliver all the good stuff, like the white blood cells to fight off infection and the nutrients to rebuild tissue, to the site of an injury. This doesn't just slow down healing, it also dramatically increases your risk of getting an infection.
And now for our final sign, which might be the most confusing one of all. You've just finished a perfectly good meal, but 30 minutes later you are hungry again, and you're probably craving carbs or something sweet. It seems totally backward, right? I mean, if you have too much sugar in your blood, why on earth would you be hungry?
Well, the explanation is pretty simple, but it's profound. Your cells still can't get the glucose they need for energy. So they send this urgent, "we are starving" signal to your brain. And your brain does what it's supposed to do. It makes you feel hungry. This isn't about a lack of willpower, it's a biological alarm bell. This is the very core of what we call insulin resistance.
Okay, so we've gone through all 7 signals. Just knowing what to look for is the first, most important step. But, knowledge is only powerful when you act on it. So let's build a simple, effective action plan you can use to take control, starting right now.
It's just 3 simple steps. First, acknowledge your signs. Take a moment to write down which of these you've actually been experiencing. Second, ask your doctor for a simple fasting blood sugar test. It's the only way to get a clear answer. And third, act. Make one small, consistent change. For example, you could try a simple food swap. Switch that sugary cereal for oatmeal or soda for sparkling water. Or add a gentle physical activity, like a 10-minute walk after dinner. Even some simple chair stretches while you're watching TV can make a difference. Small steps, done consistently, are what lead to big results.
And to help you with that very first step, here is a simple checklist. You can pause right here, take a quick screenshot, or just jot these down on a piece of paper. Use it to check in with yourself each day. Just being aware is the foundation of taking back control of your health.
Look, at the end of the day, these signs are not a sentence. They're a warning, and an early warning is an opportunity. You absolutely have the power to listen to your body and protect your future health. So the only question left is, what one small change are you going to make today?